Deep underground in the Mexican countryside, several men stood frozen inside a narrow, brightly lit tunnel. Each of them held a shovel or pickaxe. Above them, a patrol vehicle was passing through the prison yard. Any sound at all could expose months of work. Roughly 30 feet above their heads sat one of Mexico's highest security prisons, and inside it, the most wanted man in the country, Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán. For months, a small team had been digging toward his cell using only hand tools. Power equipment would have made the job easier, but the noise and attention would have guaranteed discovery. The tunnel had to be carved slowly, quietly, and carefully. To hide the operation, El Chapo's cartel purchased land near the prison and began constructing 2 small houses. To anyone passing by, it looked like a simple construction project that had been abandoned halfway through. In reality, the buildings were never meant to be completed. They were only a cover for what was happening underground. Time was always a concern. Because of El Chapo's history of escaping custody, authorities could transfer him without warning. If that happened, the tunnel would become useless. At the same time, the unfinished houses were beginning to raise questions among locals and officials. Inside the prison, El Chapo behaved like a model inmate. He followed the rules, remained polite with guards, and never hinted at the escape being prepared beneath him. His phone calls were monitored, his letters inspected, yet nothing suspicious was ever detected. After just 16 months, the tunnel reached its destination. The passage was remarkably advanced. Wooden supports reinforced weak areas, a ventilation system supplied fresh air, and lighting ran along the entire mile-long length. Metal tracks were installed on the ground, allowing a motorcycle to transport dirt carts back and forth. The excavated soil was quietly spread across nearby fields to avoid attracting attention. On the night of July 12, 2015, the escape finally happened. From inside his cell, the sound of running water masked a scraping noise. The floor of El Chapo's shower lifted, revealing a hidden opening. He climbed down into the tunnel, descending nearly 30 feet underground. The passage was narrow, but tall enough for him to walk upright. A small motorcycle waited on the tracks. Within minutes, El Chapo traveled the full length of the tunnel and emerged inside one of the unfinished houses. He changed clothes, entered a waiting vehicle, and disappeared into the night. The discovery of the tunnel embarrassed Mexican authorities and stunned the world. However, El Chapo's freedom did not last long. Months later, armed men were spotted near a suspected safe house, prompting surveillance by security forces. When a raid was launched, El Chapo escaped once again through a tunnel, but this time his luck ran out. After stealing a vehicle, he was reported by the driver and captured by police. He attempted to bribe the officers with money and property, then threatened them when they refused. The officers held their position until Mexican Marines arrived and took him into custody. In 2017, El Chapo was extradited to the United States. He would never escape again. Once feared as one of the most powerful criminals in history, Joaquín Guzmán now faces life in prison, his long career finally coming to an end far from the tunnels that once set him free.